The hashtag Not Listening podcast is part of the Pod Gods network. Want to find out more about the Pod Gods? Google it. Have a nice day.
The following podcast is intended for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is advised. Do you understand what I'm saying? You've got to be okay with bad language to continue. Idiotic ramblings, British guys talking rubbish and saying the word cunt a lot. Okay, don't say I didn't warn you. You sure you want to continue? I'm just giving you one more chance, okay? Last guy who didn't turn back, we've never seen him again. Okay, you're a better person than I am, because I don't listen. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Barker Podcast Collection.
Nobody's listening, no. Nobody's listening, no. Nobody wants to hear them speak. Nobody's listening, no. Nobody's listening. Nobody wants to hear them speak. Nobody wants to hear them speak. Nobody wants to hear them speak.
Welcome to the Not Listening podcast.
No. Say it with more intensity. Okay? Be more intense. Go, start again, go.
Welcome to the Not Listening podcast.
No, not like a rapist.
Fucking hell.
Intense, not scary.
Whenever I go intense, I narrow my eyes.
No one can see your eyes, actually.
I
It's
know,
audio.
but it's just me.
Do it, start again, come on,
No,
start again.
if you don't want to be too intense, though, so try and say it into the mic with your eyes as wide open as you can, but then still intense. That way you won't be scary.
Okay.
Right, go.
Welcome to the Not Listening podcast.
Ash, don't laugh, it's not funny, this is an intro.
It's supposed to be comedy.
You're fucking doing a bad job at that, come on. Intense, but also meaningful.
Almost thought-provoking,
Meaningful, thought-provoking. Okay.
but intense.
But intense
But
still.
intense.
But not rapey.
Yeah. Not scary, intense, lovable, but also a little bit, well, don't piss them off, but also a little
Not
bit
rapey and a little bit camp.
bit meaningful. Be like kind, but not too kind, and be a bit harsh, but not too harsh.
Oh, and northern.
But not too southern either.
Yeah.
Little middle.
It's a bit middle of the road.
Yeah. Be Irish, but more Scottish.
Be everything to every man and woman.
Do every accent ever, but not every single one. Okay?
Welcome to the Oddcast podcast.
That's not the name of the show.
That's not, is it?
Fuck.
Oh,
Hell.
I'm trying to concentrate on the voice.
Start
It's
again.
squeaky again.
Stop being the Oddcast podcast for about a year and a bit.
I know. Welcome to the Not Listening podcast.
Nailed it!
Oh, don't worry, I was recording, it's fine.
I'm me, he's him, and he's him.
Hello.
Pointing works.
It always does. And my eyes were really wide as well.
And now it's time for true facts that might not be entirely accurate.
Did you know TV was invented so everybody could point their furniture at something other than a bookcase? Seriously.
True facts that might not be entirely accurate.
So you think I'm funny like a fucking clown?
No, I think you're funny like a fat bloke in a dodgy beard.
Fucking chill out, I'm joking. Don't be horrible like that.
Sorry, I was talking to myself there.
So what's that quote from?
Oh, that was Babe, wasn't it?
You think? Fucking babe. That'll do, pig. What, you think I'm fucking clown? You think I'm fucking funny, you fuck? Fuck off. No,
I'd say Goodfellas.
Goodfellas, great. Joe Pesci, Goodfellas.
Yes.
Yeah? Great character.
Was that just before he stabbed someone in the neck with a pen?
Oh, he beats people. He's a little man, isn't he? He's got
Yeah,
little
yeah,
man
yeah.
syndrome.
He's got little man syndrome of, a bit like
Napoleon.
what is it?
Apparently Napoleon was fairly average height for that day and age.
Yeah, but we
He's
just
short ass now.
It's now we're just like well, someone drew him as small in a photo or not a photo in a picture.
They drew lots of photos.
It was one of those caricature things they did of Napoleon, and then they got beheaded.
Yeah. But, Joe Pesci in Goodfellas.
The English used to deliberately send really, really tall diplomats to treat with him. Sorry.
Anyway. So, Goodfellas, great film. Like it?
Yeah.
Fan of it? Joe Pesci, great in it?
Very good.
Love it. Not a fan of their frozen pizzas.
I actually don't like Goodfellas pizzas.
No,
I'll agree with you there, Will. But, the other day I was watching Goodfellas. And I was watching Joe Pesci. Robert De Niro's in that film. Martin Scorsese made it. Ray Liotta. They're all good actors. It's a great film. It's a good gangster movie.
My trouble is the last thing I saw Ray Liotta in was Revolver. And that kind of put me off.
Really? He's been in a lot more since then.
Yeah, I know, but I don't watch many.
Revolver's a very strange film. I don't think it makes any sense.
Is the word I use.
I think even Guy Ritchie walked out of Revolver saying, I don't know whether I put it in the right order.
Was that after the film he did with Madonna?
I think it was after, yeah.
I
think actually Guy Ritchie came out saying, I think I forgot to film half the script because some of it don't make any sense.
You know what? I'm going to do a Sherlock Holmes thing. Fuck it. Yeah.
He's all right, though. Sherlock Holmes are good.
Oh, yeah.
But, Goodfellas. Watched it the other day. So, Joe Pesci is in it. And you're like, Joe Pesci? Whatever happened to Joe Pesci?
Is he Pesci or Pesky?
It's Pesci.
It's got to be Pesci.
Why? Because it's an Italian. Wouldn't you say Pesky?
Yeah,
but
Pesky's an annoying little shit. Oh,
he is.
he is.
It's spelt like Pepsi, but take the P away and put C in it.
Yeah,
So
so it could be a hard C in the Italian. I don't know.
Pepsi. Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci.
Pesci.
Is he a Pesky?
Joe
or
Pesci.
But I don't know.
Pesci.
Anyway, Joe Pesci. Right, okay, we're going to do a Star Watch, right, on him. Okay.
He might be listening, so he'll be able to phone up and tell us.
What, you think I'm fucking funny like a fucking clown? So, I'm on his IMDb, and I love his little bio. It's such a weird... Straight away, I started laughing on IMDb, because someone's obviously written this for him. And it says, compact Italian-American actor. Compact. Was born in February 9th, 1943, in Newark, New Jersey. So he's American.
It is pronounced Pesky.
Pesky.
P-E-S-K-I is the pronunciation.
Joe Pesky.
Okay, so it's
I've never said... No, I don't believe that at all.
Pesci, but-
I think that's someone like you. I think you just emailed yourself to say, like, it's Pesky. Look, I've got
He just
somebody...
edited Wikipedia.
And he just put the Wikipedia entry in, doesn't he? So, with Star Watch, what we do, we have a quick look at the films now.
Yeah, definitely.
Have a look to see what they'll be doing.
Actually, the Wikipedia entry says Pesci.
It is
there we
Pesci.
go. So it's
So-
Pesci.
So-
Wikipedia rules.
Because Wikipedia is always right.
Yep.
So, Joe Pesci, what films do you remember him from? Let's say, if I said to you, name 2 movies that you know Joe Pesci from, go.
Lethal Weapon, Goodfellas, and Casino, because
I said 2.
3 springs to mind.
You.
Fuck
Yeah,
it.
no, I would have just said Goodfellas and Lethal Weapon.
Okay, so one of his first movies was Raging Bull.
Yes.
A Martin Scorsese film with
Oh,
De Niro.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Played
De
Joey.
Niro, I was going to say.
Yeah. He
What
also
about boxing or something?
that was a boxing
Yeah.
film. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake LaMotta. Then you've also got in '84. He was in Once Upon a Time in America. That was a big De Niro film.
I haven't seen that for
James Woods. That's like
yeah.
a 4 hour long film or something. It's ridiculously big.
Donkeys ago.
Then he did a couple of TV series. He's actually in 1988. I forgot this until I literally just saw it on IMDb. He was Mr. Big in Moonwalker, the Michael Jackson movie. Do you remember that? Do you remember Moonwalker, the movie? Michael
I
Jackson?
remember the video game.
Was that
oddly
where
enough.
Thriller came from?
No.
Moonwalker was pre.
If anything, this is where like bad come from.
Oh, okay.
So, but Moonwalker does not make any fucking sense at all. The first 45
It was
minutes.
just a super length pop video.
Yeah, the
wasn't it? It
first
was-
45 minutes is a mixture of all his videos,
Yeah.
and then the next 45 minutes is like a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, to be perfectly honest, I remember its existence and I think I've seen it, but I'm quite happy to block it out.
Yeah. And then obviously from '89 he was in Lethal Weapon 2. Leo Getz. Big. That's a big role. Everyone knows.
What Leo wants?
Leo Getz. Everyone knows. It's fast talking, bit of a joke, and you think, right? So,
it was definitely a comedy role.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
it was the annoying little shit.
Yeah, and when he's been shot and he's lying in the ice rink and stuff, I'm getting really cold. You're lying on the ice, you dick.
but you look at him there, and you're like, oh, he's a joke. He's not fucking scary.
Yeah.
Then 1990, Goodfellas come out.
I don't think I realised that the Lethal Weapon role was prior.
Exactly.
I thought it was the other way around.
Yeah, but judging by this, that's probably why the Goodfellas role really catapulted him, because he came across as such an arsehole in that film. Horrible man.
He was a good little
Shoots a
funny
guy
dude.
in the foot, shoots a person in the
I'm
shop.
going to get made.
He just does what he wants. He has no repercussion.
It was Casino where he stabs the guy in the throat repeatedly
Yes.
with a pen.
Oh, was that Casino?
Actually, saying that-
I get that confused with the Goodfellas bit.
Casino.
Oh, you're a funny guy. Oh, you think I'm funny? I'm sure.
That's
that was
Goodfellas.
Was that Goodfellas?
No, Goodfellas is
Oh, well,
that's
no,
funny like a
that's right,
clown.
you're right,
Funny
yeah.
like a clown.
That's it. Yeah.
You think of funny like a clown, but yeah, the Goodfellas though, the Casino.
Yeah. He was
He's
basically was he the
he's
same
nastier.
character or just
He's nastier. He fucks Sharon Stone. He does all the stuff against Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro gets him killed and everything. Casino, that's a great film. I want to watch that again.
I've not seen
that again.
But it's just amazing how someone can go from Lethal Weapon, adult action comedy where he's a comic relief, Goodfellas where he's a nasty little shit, to Home Alone where he's
the bag.
he's
the,
Harry.
Yeah, he's the short bag
He's
guy.
he's the robber.
I've
that gets
forgotten
hit with,
that.
hits with tins of paint and stuff. I'd totally forgotten he was in that.
I'm gonna get you, kid. See, if you watch Home Alone, like this will make sure Home
He
Alone
always
is
plays a bit of a criminal or a dodgy guy.
Yeah.
He never plays the honest Joe.
no.
Does he?
But in Home Alone makes you laugh. If you ever watch Home Alone, it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, it's a fun family film. That kid's gonna kill somebody one day, but you're like, but these burglars,
Or get bummed by
But-
Michael Jackson.
but
one
these
of the two.
but these burglars, they are going to kill Macaulay Culkin. If Macaulay Culkin wasn't clever enough to get away at the last
Trouble
minute,
is, to me,
he was
I
going to be
always-
murdered.
I was always rooting for the burglars in those films.
Not a fan of Macaulay Culkin.
No.
Okay, so anyway, going through like Joe Pesci's sort of IMDb, he did Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, and did obviously Casino. Then he did like Lethal Weapon 3, Lethal Weapon 4. But what amazes me, he did Lethal Weapon 4 in 1998. That was his last movie.
Well, that's what we were talking about, wasn't it? We hadn't seen him for ages.
Yeah.
What
to him
happened to him?
since?
Yes.
He did Lethal Weapon 4 98, which is his last big film.
Yeah.
Then 2006, he appeared in The Good Shepherd in 2006, which I believe was directed by Robert De Niro. Hence why he appeared in it, because he's
Back
friends
in
with
with
De
his
Niro.
mate,
Yeah.
Then nothing till 2010, when he was in a film called Love Ranch.
Yeah.
Don't even know what that's about.
Niro
Never heard of it.
involved?
No, I don't know. I could look it up, but it's
No.
probably not. And then that's 2010, so 4 years later. And then now 2015, he's doing a voice in something called Sava, Heart of a Warrior, in the post-production.
That's a cartoony thing.
Yeah, so whether or not something's going on that he decided, fuck it, can't be bothered to make
really-
anything.
He's probably
retired.
still
Maybe he's
milking it.
retired.
Yeah, he's probably still getting money off the
He
Lethal
can't be
Weapon
young.
stuff. Because
Well, let's look at this Love Ranch thing before, anyway. And Love Ranch, 2010.
He's 72.
Is he that old?
He's
Quite,
72. He
he's
was born in
retired,
43. Perhaps he's actually just retired. In fact, if you look at his Wikipedia entry, years active, 1961 to 1999, and then 2006 to present.
Yeah.
So straight away, he's taken a decent break.
Well, this Love Ranch, I just clicked up on IMDb.
Oh, no, hang on, this is cool. In Wikipedia, it's got him down as actor, comedian, singer, musician.
So maybe he's just chilling out.
I'd
with...
love to know
so
what he
he's
does
done some
musically.
music stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Well, Love Ranch 2010, so 5 years ago. Taylor Hackford directed the film. He's quite a big director. You may not know him,
No,
but
never
he's
heard of
he's
him.
quite well respected in Hollywood. He directed his film with Joe Pesci with Helen Mirren. And it's a drama centered around a married couple who opened the first legal brothel in Nevada. So he was in a film with Helen Mirren
Okay.
in 2010.
Is Nevada where Vegas is?
Yeah. And that was the last actual big role he's had.
Well, to be fair, in 2011, he was in the Snickers advert.
With Mr. T.
No, with
More nuts!
Don Rickles, but I've no idea who that is.
So there you go. Joe Pesci. Think you're funny like a fucking clown? What the fuck you been, you old bastard? If you like what you're hearing in this podcast, why don't you visit www.notlistening.co.uk? It's where the podcasts are held, as well as the Not Watching podcast and the Not Playing podcast. Well, Ash, do you listen or read anything that's on the website?
No.
No? Ash?
Listen, but I can't read.
So,
I find you barely literate at best. I couldn't possibly bring myself to read the trash that you knocked together on that thing.
okay, so please go to the website. Please enjoy.
So, chaps, hopefully you're aware Essex has its own superhero.
Ooh, is it me? Is it me?
No, it's not you.
Oh.
And Ash, no, it's not really a proper one.
He answered both our questions there. Thank you very much.
We have a gentleman of unknown name who calls himself the Human Shrub.
The fuck's a shrub?
Shrub is a small plant that you have in a shrubbery.
Like a bush.
Yeah.
The human bush?
Yeah.
So he hides in the bushes and jumps out.
Yeah.
Oh, is he the one that tried to attack that woman down by the river?
No, that was a rapist.
I was going to say, that's not really a superhero, is it? I'm a human shrub.
What are your special
people.
powers? Rape.
It's not really a superhero, is he?
To be fair, I don't think you don't have to have special powers to be a superhero. Otherwise, Batman.
That's true.
You just need lots of money.
No.
He has
Or is
unlimited
Batman
resources.
not a superhero and purely a vigilante?
I'd say vigilante.
I say vigilante.
I'd say he's a superhero
I
because...
say vigilante. Let's call the whole thing off.
I'd say superhero because he has unlimited source to money, which is more than pretty much anybody in the world.
But this guy dresses up as a shrub.
A bush.
Yeah, a bush, if you like. So he's basically he's a protester. One of the first times he came in was in 2009, and he, in a heroic way, filled a planter with brightly coloured flowers in a campaign against a council decision to cut back on plants to save money. And recently, he struck again.
So hang on, he's not part of this the Fathers for Justice thing.
No, totally
He didn't dress
independent
up
of
as one
Fathers
of the
Justice.
plants, did he? And stick himself in a little bit.
No, he wears kind of like one of those sniper suits, one of the ghillie suits that's all covered in plants. He dresses up as a shrub. If anyone wants to see it, Google it. But the Human Shrub dresses up as a small bush. And just
He looks like Swamp Thing.
Kind of, yeah. But his superpowers are gardening.
Your superpower is burping into the mic.
Yeah, it's not with the gassy beer,
You're
but
about
what
to
can
be
we do?
sick.
But yeah, basically, he came to prominence in 2009, but he reappeared, vowing to be a thorn in the side of anyone threatening Essex's green spaces.
Well done, well done.
Oh, we like that.
Well done.
So he carries a knife under his
yeah,
ghillie suit.
he's a fork, actually.
A fucking spade or something.
A spork.
The Human Shrub, sometimes referred as Shrubby, and this is taking it from the BBC News article, recently resurfaced when he sent a gift to Borough Councillor Dave Harris, who is spearheading the council's Colchester in Bloom campaign. And he said, I received this muddy envelope with a letter which said, Dear Mr. Harris, please help these flowers grow and keep Colchester blooming. Signed, The Human Shrub. Inside, there was nearly £70 worth of seeds, including marigolds and dahlias. We have a superhero, gentlemen.
It's a fucking nuisance. Me. Fucking hell.
I think it's fantastic. Just someone's just he's clearly just a bit of a nutcase. But he's just decided, you know what we need? No, it's not to reduce the crime on the streets. It's not to fight corruption. We need more flowers.
He's like the people that complain about, my bin's not getting collected on a Friday.
Not at all. He's encouraging it. It's more like he's the people that go, the bins need emptying. I shall empty some bins. He's encouraging it.
Just walks
He's
out.
encouraging good behaviour.
Loads of people do that on a Friday night. They just walk up to them and kick them over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of not emptying them onto the floor is the trick. But I see where you're coming from. But yeah, we have a superhero. Come on, it's something to be proud of.
Yay.
Hey, if you're on Twitter, why don't you follow me at Barker Podcast or Not Listening Pod? You can't follow these two motherfuckers because they don't tweet. Do ya, Will? There you go. That's them not tweeting. At Barker Podcast or at Not Listening Pod. Fuckers, you're supposed to say something in that bit.
Oh, sorry. Oops. One film that I've not seen for a while, and I'm not going to say go back and watch this either, because I don't think it's actually very good anymore, but I think it's one that really could do with being redone. I think the premise of the film was superb, but the film itself was a bit weak. It's Highlander.
Oh,
cool. Yeah. That's a
Only
good film.
one must live.
Oh, there can be only one.
There
you
can
cock.
only be one.
Oh, yeah, clearly you're an expert. Fuck's sake.
I was going to say John McClane, but he's not, because that was the guy out of Die Hard. What was his name?
I am Conan MacLeod of Clan MacLeod. Although Christopher Lambert, apparently he'd only just started learning English at that point, and he had a voice coach to teach him, because he couldn't have got a perfect English or Scottish accent, so the voice coach actually just taught him to speak in a non-specific European accent instead, which is kind of cool.
Cool.
Because he's French, he also did himself the dubbing on the French version of the film as well. But yeah, it was actually a superb film. I loved the idea, these immortals born among us, born naturally to humans, but destined to live forever until the final battle. But if you go back and do look at the film, the sword play, and this is something I've been passionate about in films for a long, long time, even before I started doing the martial arts and the swordy things, is shit.
Before I start, you make it sound as if, like, because people don't know you, as if, like, I do it professionally. Before I start doing the martial arts and everything, you know, because I am slim.
No, but before
I am a fighter.
I've always enjoyed sword-based violence, the books I read, the film I love, and so Highlander should be so much better than it is, but it's that almost typical theatre sword fighting where they just wave the blades in the air for one or the other to try and slap out of the way.
It's called choreography.
Yeah, they're never
No,
actually trying to hit each
good
other.
choreography and bad choreography, you see. It's
Well,
called choreography.
it's called choreography. You didn't say it's good or bad.
Yeah, precisely.
If I actually don't do anything, then you're going to miss me anyway.
It's shittily choreographed.
Can I just say, like, aside of like Highlander, what annoys me, you know, in these films where you watch assassins, sword fighters practicing,
Yeah.
and they're all like ninjas, or they're all like masked people, and they're all doing practices with each other. I'm thinking, right, they're using real swords, yeah,
Live blades, yeah.
and they're practicing.
Yeah.
But what is the aim? To kill each other, or to pretend to kill each other?
It's a strike. You pull your blows.
But they're still gonna stab them really hard.
Well, the idea is you pull the blow and you stop. It's an exercise in control as much as anything else.
See, I never get that. I always look like, what if he missed? What if he was having a bad day? What if he had a hangover? Right, that guy there.
What if he got distracted? His phone rang or something.
It's only because I was watching a TV show the other day. It's called Arrow, and they walked into the
Arrow.
Yeah, Arrow. They walked into the League of Assassins with Raj Al Ghul and his League of Assassins, and they're all practicing sword fighting, as they do. And I'm like, hang on, are they actually fighting or are they just practicing?
No, they're sparring.
And the guy, and he even said, he goes, never let your guard down, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, but if he stabs him in the chest and he wins, does he go, yeah, well done, mate? Oh shit, Dave, you all right?
No.
Oh, fuck!
The idea, even if they're using a live blade, a lot of times you might be using a blunted version, but even if they're not, if they're using real deadly blades, the idea is that they would go for the strike and it would be clear that they would have killed them, but the point is that they stop it before the stabbiness fully takes place.
Yeah, but
they might get a
technical martial arts.
They might get a minor cut. But yeah. No stabby stuff.
Back to Highlander.
Yeah, always back to Highlander.
Well, that's it. Who wants to talk on other shit forever? But like I say, I adore the premise, and the guy, I can't remember his name, who plays the big growly voiced bloke.
The main guy?
No,
the big bad guy,
guy.
Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown, yes, he's fantastic. Yeah. He plays such an absolute.
With all the scars all over his face.
He is brilliant. He brings so much to the film. Sean Connery playing an Egyptian with a Scottish accent, and the
I thought he was a Spaniard.
No, he's actually Egyptian. In fact, he says, "I'm stuck here on a boat with a Spanish peacock." He says, "Actually, I'm Egyptian."
Oh, okay.
Fucking Sean Connery. How has he got through life just doing what he wants?
A little bit of trivia
Beating women up, doing whatever he wants.
Basically, Highlander is the only other series in which Sean Connery has reprised the same role in like more than one. You know,
he was in the first two, wasn't he?
He was in the first two, but only in James Bond has he played James Bond more than once, and he played Ramirez in the first two Highlander films. But he's never appeared in like Bruce Willis in Die Hard. Or
he's not done films that have made sequels though.
Possibly. But
He's
not been in the sequels.
He's had the ability to be in sequels, but he's turned them down.
Yeah, but he was really good buddies with Christopher Lambert apparently, and Christopher Lambert said he would only do it if Sean Connery was in it. So to have this convoluted thing where the bloke who fucking got his head sliced off in the first one came back. And I think he got him back by like saying Ramirez, and he was kind of lucky that Michael Keaton didn't fucking fit. But the film is awesome. I'd really like to see a reboot of it. Apparently the original script was much darker, much grittier, much more violent, much nastier, and I think there would be a lot of room in a reboot for that. A really gritty Highlander, really nasty survival, perhaps less caring about the mortals, seriously just going all for it for the prize.
Right.
I think that'd be cool.
Stop.
And then you get the Darkness to do the soundtrack.
Highlander time. There actually is a reboot in the works.
Really?
Not a sequel, because I looked it up when you said this, and I looked up and I was like, I'm sure there's been more than one Highlander. And there was. There was 1 and 2 and
there
3.
Was Highlander Endgame as well.
Highlander Source or whatever.
Then they had Highlander
TV series.
Yeah, you got Highlander Endgame, Highlander the Source, Highlander the Ravens TV series. It's crazy.
You know, it's clearly been popular. The whole
so
concept.
it's gone proper sci-fi, like geeky, a bit like Xena Warrior Princess. And but then they were like, we're going to like reboot it. Like, so it completely ignore everything you've ever seen.
Well, that might be worth a punt, to be honest.
And
the premise is excellent.
the guy they've got lined up. This is only IMDb, so take it what it is.
Does it give a year?
It doesn't say a year. It says question mark, question mark, question mark. But it's the newest Highlander one.
Yeah.
Because Ryan Reynolds was lined up to be the next Highlander.
Right.
He dropped out. He's now making Deadpool.
Okay.
So they're going to make it with Dave Bautista. He's from WWE. He's a wrestler. He's from Guardians of the Galaxy. He plays Drax.
Oh, he was that really big...
The big guy with a really good vocabulary.
As the main...
I don't know if he's going to be the main guy, but he's the only build guy.
You need someone lithe and fast.
So, with that aside, what would you do to a reboot? I suppose that's the question you're asking yourself.
Like I say, I would take it darker,
Yeah.
much darker, and I would improve the swordplay dramatically. I think I like the idea of the immortality, the outgrowing the children, outgrowing the family. The whole they can't. Apparently, even in the original scripts, they could reproduce, they could breed. And I think in the sequels, he magically gets the power to do so. But there was a scene they never filmed because it was in the original, whereby you actually see him outliving his wife and his children. Like his two boys are in their 60s.
Yeah.
So the whole. What it doesn't really give in that film is a good feeling of what it might mean to be immortal. So you can get quite a bit deeper and more thoughtful in the sheer loneliness of the immortal, all of that side of things, and you could play around on that theme quite a bit. But mainly, I'd have a lot more fucking swords done better. That clip together sword that the big bad dude's got.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's gonna be flawed. There's no way that's not just gonna fall apart. If you can just click it together, you can click it apart by hitting the fucker. Yeah. That I had a major issue with.
He gets so angry about swords, doesn't he? So angry.
Makes me breathe fire. But yeah, it's just something I'd really love to see.
Ash, would you like to see a reboot of Highlander?
I would, yes.
A good reboot.
It
I'm
has
now
to be a good
nervous
one,
that there is a reboot.
Yeah.
Because it will never be as good as the one I want to see.
I've never seen any of
It
them.
is a brilliant film, and actually, I
Don't
love
roll your eyes at
You
me.
should go back and watch it.
Yeah,
That's a different segment.
or watch it for the first time.
I should go back and watch it.
Or go and watch it. Don't worry about the sequels; they were all shit.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the TV series. To my knowledge, that was shit. Just the first one, because the concept is golden and the soundtrack was magnificent. Queen's "Who Wants to Live Forever"?
Yeah.
That was apparently written by Brian May. They went and saw an early showing of it because they agreed to do a track for the soundtrack, but then they did a few. It's Kind of Magic was based on a line from that. One Vision, One Dream, One Goal, One Voice, One Soul, all of that. One Vision was written. Hammer to Fall was in it. But Who Wants to Live Forever, which is one of Queen's most beautiful songs, was written by Brian May in the taxi ride home from seeing that film. It inspired some seriously good music because it's a quality film.
Hell. Queen's legacy lies with Christopher Lambert.
Oh, seriously, the soundtrack to that film is magnificent.
That's so sad, isn't it, when you turn around and say, "Love the film." Soundtrack, a lot better.
No, I wouldn't say the film was magnificent in its time, but it's dated horribly and needs could be redone.
Will,
Yes.
do it.
Yeah, fuck it, we'll film it in your back garden.
I'm up for that.
Yeah.
So I said to the barman, well, why did you get it out if you didn't want... oh, hey there. Is this another podcast transition filler thing, right? Oh, right. So, how are you enjoying the podcast so far? Yeah, it's pretty shit, isn't it? But bless them, they're trying, I think.
And that's a wrap.
Not a chicken wrap. That's a podcast wrap. You only get it here on a Not Listening podcast. That's it. Done. Dusted. Episode finished. I've been Adam. You can tweet me at Barker Podcast. But why don't you go to the Not Listening website at www.notlisten.co.uk. Check out all the blog stuff. Other podcasts that are on there, including Not Playing and Not Watching, which Rob Howard does. And you can also listen to my radio stuff, The Really Will Show. It's all exciting. Check that website out, people, if you haven't. So, yeah, it's been great. Ash, you've had fun?
Yeah.
Yep. Will, you've had fun?
Yeah.
As always. So, Will, what, do you want to say anything?
You've asked him again.
Ask him. Well, he usually does the outro. He usually has something intelligent and thought-provoking to say. So,
Willies.
yeah. Well, did you want to say something?
Well, I haven't actually thought of anything.
Well, then don't interrupt me then.
Okay. Beer. Good.
It's fuck hardly worth it.